Hey y'all, and welcome back to Prodigy Discs coverage of the 2017 PDGA Professional Disc Golf World Championships. I'm Jennifer McGibbon, and joining me today on the co-commentary is the 2014 and 2015 European Player of the Year, Miss Ragna Bygde Lewis. How's it going, Ragna?
Good, how are you?
Good. Well, thanks for coming back after the front nine. I lost Chris on the second round coverage, so
laughter.
Yeah. I'm glad you're back with us. So why don't you tell us about hole 10 here at Jacksonville?
Yes, we're looking at hole 10. It is, we're shooting from a shorter tee pad here, so we're looking at a par 4 for 579 feet. This one is a little bit tricky because you want to come off the tee kind of straight but still hyzer, not skip out. Then the second shot is the tough one on this hole, which is what's going to make it or break it. You need to kind of linger through a nice ante line and to make it in there. But this first shot, as you can see, straight to slightly hyzer is what you'll be looking for. That needs to come back.
All right, she definitely have the straight part, maybe get a little skip out, but...
Yeah, she needs to be farther to the left.
Right, so let's see how Val handles this tee shot.
That's a good skip.
Right, and it is a little bit elevated too. It is an uphill, slight uphill from at least where the tee pad is, to where you want to land. It's not super severe, but you definitely notice it.
You definitely do, and it makes it easy to accidentally kind of anhyzer it uphill and not getting that fade back or the hyzer that you need.
Okay. So whereas I think the backhand might be a preferred option off of the tee, I'd like to see what happens with this really flippy. That looks like it may have turned over a little bit too much.
Right.
Oh, she's not too bad. She's just at the edge of the fairway.
See,
so
this
kind of a similar shot.
That was a mean tree. That was a very, very nice line. It needed more anhyzer in order to hold that line.
Right, and those woods can get a little tricky in there.
Another tree kick. Yeah. It's very tight there. It's not a very friendly gap.
No, these trees they're definitely guardian trees.
Yes. Going
in there, because you have that tight right gap, but then you have the much larger left, just to the left of those trees. But there's some sort of vortex or something pulling people into that right tight gap.
I know.
It happened to me both times, both rounds. I just kept getting pulled over. Even when I was overcompensating, it's like, go left, go left. It was still just something over there. Paige with a jump putt approach.
Looking pretty far out. It's a nice out, though, from there. I mean,
absolutely.
She had nothing.
Absolutely nothing. I mean, just it's so straight right there. And all those trees and bushes takes out any option.
Yeah. It's easy to the gamble, I guess.
Good putt by Hokom.
Yeah.
Cleaning that. All right, so moving on after that hole, it looks like Lisa was the only one with the walking away with a bogey. Everyone else had their par, and that's a really good par to get.
Yeah.
So hole 11, this starts off Turkey Gulch and a string of par 3s. That
the sisters.
Oh, this is the first fun hole, as I like to try to tell myself it's 240 feet. It slopes down. It's a fast green, but it goes down into the creek. So you really, OB is in play for sure. If you're going to try to land on the green.
Yeah. So if you kind of here want to aim, you can't see from here, but there's
the banner.
Sign. Yes, you need to aim for the banner, land flat. If you hyzer it, you're gone. It's too fast.
Yep, you don't want to put it too high, but you don't want to put it too low because there's some stumps and some roots, and then you don't want to hit the side of the bank.
Right.
Where that ditch starts and goes down into the creek.
Dang it.
She's Sarah with the flag. That's good. Green is good. Lisa playing a skip shot.
Yeah,
but she'll be coming up pretty short, and that can be a scary putt to run.
A long, scary death putt, probably. That's a good
shot.
That was
a nice shot. Yes, a friendly tree right there.
Yeah, she's smart here, just laying it up, not messing around with it. Ooh, stop.
Is it?
I think it did.
I think so. So Paige is now putting for her 3.
Come on.
Left side.
I honestly have not seen Paige be so off her putting in a very long time. So something's going on.
Yeah, and you can tell too. She's not. I don't think she's too sure what's going on with her putting either.
Right.
And that can be so frustrating because during your round, you don't want to try to. You definitely want to assess the situation and kind of figure out, okay, what's going on? Am I pulling them right, or am I just letting them go left? But it's hard to make corrections mid-round because then you really start to think about it and think about what's going on. And
right, you don't want to change too much either.
Right. Minor adjustments are always good, but majors is hard.
Well, this is the second of the 3 sisters, hole number 12, par 3, 216 feet. You have OB all along the side of the hole here in this creek. And on the left side, you have a hill. So basically, if you land anywhere on this hole, you are likely to roll.
Yes. Yeah. If you're lucky and you roll, you stay in bounds. And if you're not, then gravity will take you into the creek.
Right. I honestly thought if I throw it flat with a little bit of a hyzer and hopefully land flat up the hill, take a 3 walk away, that's fine. At practice, when I try to go for it and throw flat, I would skip off the green and go OB. So on this hole, you can choose the drop zone, or you can choose to putt from where you went out.
Yeah, and Sarah had the green flag on that, which is good. Yeah, I opted in this round to just lay up. I didn't know I was going to, but essentially I clipped a tree and landed a foot short of the drop zone.
As you can see here, you just roll and it won't stop.
And that shot from the drop zone is really not too bad. It's just a little putter shot, cresting over that hill.
Right.
But if you're there, you don't want to be there. You can definitely try to save your 3, but looks like Paige went left.
First tree.
Oof. That's a...
Yeah, because the whole left side of the
even tougher shot for the next
one. The right side of the creek is out of bounds. So I think you get to advance the drop.
As Sarah is talking to Paige about is that you do have to cross a creek.
Off the drive.
Right. Even these small up shots, just one bad kick and you'll be rolling. You can see her here. Well, she chose to, instead of the drop zone, obviously where I went out, and then she made a killer putt. So it kind of worked out.
Absolutely. And I had thought at first I thought it was a little strange. If you go OB, usually you go just straight to the drop zone.
Right.
Rather than having that option, but Lisa definitely capitalized on it. And that was a good putt by Hokom there. as well. So this was Val's drive, and she was able to stick on the... Oh.
At least it's a 3, no OBs.
Absolutely.
Come on. I know this feeling far too well.
Yes. Oh, so with that hole, Paige, she gives up a couple strokes to the rest of the card. All the ladies were fortunate to really walk away with that par. So this is the final hole of the sisters, as you say. And it is a straight shot, 231 feet, par 3. And the creek is still in play as far as OB is concerned. If you land to the left, usually you're okay, but you really don't want to hit too short because you will get that kind of that anti-skip. Instead of skipping forward to the basket, it'll skip you down towards the creek.
Yes, it's just magnetic.
Oh, it's ridiculous. That gravity just pulls you straight down. And that
is brave, throwing a sidearm on this hole.
Very, very brave.
I can't see the
trees
flag.
just in the front.
Oh,
there was a red flag. See if Paige can bounce back.
Shooting a high shot. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, she's over it. She's like, I'm not doing that anymore.
Right. Instead of putting, maybe I'll just throw it straight in the basket.
Yes.
Maybe that will just be easier.
I like the method of thinking, though.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's the putt. Recovery there.
Absolutely.
The previous hole.
And that's a good one to get, you know. These holes, I feel like because they're so short in this little stretch, I mean, you definitely, if you can get that 2, get it. Absolutely. But walking away with 3s, there's nothing wrong with that because, I mean, just these last 3 holes, there's Lisa and Sarah both went OB on this hole, but Paige and Val walk away with birdies, and I mean, there's the 2-stroke swing can happen. So, yes. I mean, if you walk away with a 3, you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, you're just solid in the middle.
Right.
Here we're looking at hole 14, which is the par 4, 714 feet. You'll be looking at an Anheuser line off the tee pad, and then, as we've previously mentioned on several other holes, you have a bundle of options where you can choose either Anheuser or Heiser for your both second and third shots. So there's a lot of different varieties to this hole out on. Val will throw an Annie backhand, which isn't too surprising, and she might land in that ditch in the middle, but hopefully land short of it. Let's see if she has something from there.
Looks like Paige took a little bit tighter line to that right. Well, with a good kick out, though.
Yes, if you kind of go, be brave and go tight, there is a way to cross the ditch easily, but you also gamble, obviously.
Right.
Hokom looks like she a wide line.
I am actually kind of surprised about that. I thought Lisa would throw a backhand, but it looks like she can crush a forehand too, so that's what she's comfortable with off the tee.
Right, right.
Why not?
You can see here it's kind of tricky. You need to get over that elevated, the little hill you can see here first in order to kind of have a good second shot. She's going. I believe that's going to be really good. Yeah.
Absolutely. So this basket actually moved from the left position where it's normally at. It's now straight down the hill. So it may look a little different when watching this.
And the only OB here is the same little ditch that we were looking at the Three Sisters. So it realistically shouldn't even be in play.
No, because it's pretty far behind the basket.
Yeah, you have to be pretty skillful to reach it. That looks good if it didn't stop
like
early. Ooh, that's tough.
It is a downhill approach to the green, but I think there was enough grass there that it wasn't too skippy. I did see some pretty big flare outs.
Right, and there's a little ditch right behind it that circles it almost, which kind of stops it if it skips.
Yes.
It's a great run. Tough from down there.
It is. Looked like she had a low ceiling as well. Good putt by Lisa.
Easy breezy. Cleaning up.
So no birdies from the lead card. But it looks like Val's walking away from the hole. Pretty happy with the clean living.
Can just eat you up.
Absolutely. And speaking of holes that can eat you up, let's look at hole 15. Another par 4, 540 feet. It's a slight right-hand turn off of the tee pad, and then there's the OB creek that comes into play both on the left side, and then it cuts the hole about 2/3 of the way down before you go uphill, over the hill, and approach the basket. So off of the tee, you'll see a lot of turnover backhands. You don't want to be that tight right, for sure.
Tricky. I believe that Paige is probably going to be laying up here because it's a tricky distance over the creek. A driver might not make it over, and a fairway's not. So you kind of want to lay it short because you can, if you lay it up, you can throw it to the basket from a good spot.
Right. And there are definitely some invisible trees on this hole where you see the tree that you want to miss, and then there's one that'll kick you, either right or left that you really never saw it coming.
Right.
Lisa also opts for that sidearm.
Right. And with this hole, you are actually safe beyond the creek. So if you were to get a bad kick, you can actually be kind of lucky.
Right. And actually, I think I had seen Jessica Weiss playing it from the other side of the creek.
Yeah.
This round, she had gotten a kick, but she was fortunate it didn't go into the creek. It just went over, and she played up the through that left side of the fairway. But I think she made pretty easy work of it. Karina Knowles as well. I played with her, and she got her 4 no problem. So
you found that maybe that's the way to go. Maybe I misunderstood this hole. Yeah. I was trying to lay up both times and failed. So. Here.
It was a big uphill shot.
Perfect.
And if you,
That's beautiful.
If you crest that hill, you're going to be real close to the basket.
There, get stuck, or did you come out? No.
I think she may have gotten a little hung up. Oh, right. What a putt.
That is. Come on, Val. A little bit more excitement about it.
cool, calm, and collected. No big deal.
Like, it wasn't even good. It wasn't even long.
Can we just count it as a tap-in? Do I really have to? Okay, I'll do it.
I'll do it. Sarah says, good shot.
Yeah. Good putt by Lisa.
30.
And that's a great 3.
Very easy.
Super easy.
She remains her lead. She's fighting
8
for it.
strokes. Yep.
And we're looking at hole 16. This hole is actually very, very pretty. It's an Anheuser or a sidearm, depending on what you have. You have the OB line, the same OB creeks that we've been looking at on the previous hole. And very, very birdable, if you can say that. Just a high, nice Annie or a high, nice sidearm.
What do you throw off the tee? Do you go Annie?
No, yes, I throw actually a really sleepy F7 off of it. And it's a bit of a gamble because if I hit a tree, I'm definitely kicking very far. But I also have a very easy Annie. So I think most people are probably throwing something less fast or a sidearm.
Yeah, I opt for the sidearm. Actually, and I was able to put it within 20 feet for the 2 rounds we were here at Jackson with an X4. I just put it real straight and let it fade in, and
that's the beauty with this hole. That if you do your job, it's being downhill and just it's such a nice birdie. It's beautiful.
It's one of the holes that I really like because you can let the disc do the work. You don't have to try to force a shot. You just put it straight and let it dump.
Yeah.
So let's see. She's kind of the sidearm queen.
I think she let it out too far out. And did it get stuck OB? No. Yes. No. Safe.
But it did look a little wide, cutting out to the left. Or left and right. So Paige will get a easy 3-easy.
Right. Oh, okay.
Still,
go,
look
girl.
at her. No big deal.
I got something in my eye. Was that good, guys?
Did I do that right? Okay, I'm going to count it.
This hole is definitely a hole that you want a 2 on. To stay and like not losing strokes to other girls.
Right, absolutely. It's kind of a must get. If you don't and you get a 3, it's not a big deal. But I think heading into these last 2 holes, being able to capitalize on the birdie before you go into 17 and 18 it's just good for morale.
Yes.
It kind of gives you a little momentum going into it because these last 2 holes can be they can be a cakewalk, no problem, or they can. Oh yeah, I mean just your worst nightmare. So hole 17 is a par 4. The ladies played from the original tee pad, and there is now a Mando in play on the right-hand side. You do not make the Mando because there are some players that have gone actually back up 16's fairway to get to 17's basket. So since that was a safety concern, they put a Mando in on that right side. So really the play is a really straight shot off the tee. Try to hit the hillside if you can and let it skip up. But just a really straight shot off that tee.
Ooh, get skinny.
Yeah, look at that.
Perfect.
Ooh, she took the pro gap on the right side, but she got that nice forward skip up the hill. If that flipped over, she could have maybe snuck back in, but
looks
like a little early.
We're gonna have to landing.
It's a little far right. It's really tight right there in the woods, but she might have something out. Not too bad.
Ooh, go.
Up the hill. Come on.
That's how you do it.
Wow. When I grow up.
One of these days.
It's not going to be today, and tomorrow's not looking good either, but... Ooh.
Oh, that's a bad kick.
Yeah, worm burner up the hill and just found that tree behind her. A little long on that shot out. But once you get to the top of the hill, the hole kind of shifts over to the right. So really where Paige's drive is perfect because now you're looking down at the basket. So instead of having to make that big right-hand turn, if you do what she did and just put it at the top of the hill, you have a much easier approach straight downhill.
See, I think I just misunderstood the hole. I didn't understand that you were supposed to throw up the hill, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. They didn't put it in the caddy book, so.
Right. They didn't say birdie this hole.
No.
So.
I feel like we've been misled.
Yes.
See, I mean, Val must have gotten a different caddy book as well because.
Yes.
Her drive was great. Her upshot was perfect. She hit her putt, so she must have had a different
birdie. Yeah, we need to talk to the TD.
That's a good putt from Hokom underneath the bush. Kind of awkward.
Oh, so 2 birdies on this hole. That's a good Italian, Dan.
That's great. Great in our division. Nice putt by Lisa. That was really smooth. All right, so after 17, Paige and Val walk away with birdies. Lisa takes a bogey, and Sarah walks away unscathed with a par.
Which is pretty good. But
yeah,
hole 18, and we're looking at a par 5. So we're wrapping this round up with a par 5, 726 feet. Basically uphill the whole time. You will start. Basically, it's a uphill battle. No, but you start off a tee pad, which is slightly, I guess it's not elevated, but you're throwing over a gully. And it's OB in the middle of it, so if you hit an early tree, you're most likely to fall down it, so you need to pass that, throw a good drive in the middle, another good drive down the middle, and then you'll end up with a little hyzer, or I guess a driver hyzer. It's not that little. But as you can see here, she's from a little bit farther up, get through the gap, hopefully. And she might actually have landed in the...
Yeah, it looked a little far right off that gap.
As you can see, you have 2 clusters of trees, one before the ditch and then one after. Paige hit the one before, and they're both pretty tricky to get by. You have both the Anheuser out, which she's... Actually, Hokom chose to throw a sidearm in the Heiser gap, which I did not see that coming, but it turned out great.
I didn't see that coming either. But really, you just want to make it as far up this hill as possible.
Yes.
As close to the middle as you can. You don't want to be too far left or too far right, but just getting up the hill. Forward progress, moving up.
Slowly. And honestly, it doesn't really matter much where you land at this point. You just want to be on the fairway uphill.
Right. And then from your second shot, there's that tree right smack dab in the middle if you're on the fairway. I always think that's a good aiming point, but you kind of want to be a little bit more right than that.
Right.
But just getting to the top of the hill for your second shot is pretty ideal. And then you can take your third shot down the gap towards the green.
Then she'll have a hyzer from there and good to go.
Paige took that maybe a little tight, but she might be okay. And Val's going for that gap. Nice shot.
Yes, beautiful shot.
Those woods on the right are so tight. I call them Narnia. My disc, if it kicks in there, I'm going to Narnia, and I'll be gone for a little bit because...
See you later.
It's hard to get out of there.
Oh, come on.
Flip, flip.
The putt.
Oh, look at that. No big deal. She lives dangerously.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Roller
roller.
out. Woohoo!
Stop rolling.
Awesome shot.
Yeah, it looks like it went a little far past that pin, but
Yeah.
Hokom should have a putt.
Good up. Simple.
Textbook. Oh,
Good bid.
real good bid.
Can't believe that didn't work out.
Sarah is not surprised.
Oh. Did it land on top?
I think so. I think that pretty much summarizes her putting this
This round.
yeah.
I mean, I know she's got that next putt.
Oh, yes. I am sure. I'll be very disappointed if I'm wrong.
Good. That's a good comebacker for Lisa. Just
Yes.
round is over. Hokom cleans up. Oh, it looks like it did drop down. Oh, no, it was on top.
She gets it. Wow. That's frustrating.
Yeah. It's definitely not the putting round she wanted.
Right.
But she still has a 6-stroke lead over Val in second and 15 strokes on third. So, I mean, she has a nice cushion to work with, but, it's your own play.
Right.
I understand the frustration.